It really is the little things that make me so happy. OnePlus is always a fun brand to cover. From year to year and release to release, it can be a bit of a roller coaster ride. And 2020 is also a crazy year for tech. Incredible improvements were trying to drive 5G, and manufacturers fighting some really smart battles with pricing. OnePlus plays this game well, which can be fun to follow, but it can also be a little maddening. Releasing a phone at the beginning of the year and then a refresh later in the year, and it's often not a simple one-to-one refresh, like just a slightly faster chipset. Lately, we've gotten a little more play in the parts bin and in the design. I'm just starting to dig into the OnePlus 8T. And like previous T-series phones, it's a competitive combination of specs and price. This is the battleground a lot of manufacturers are targeting, from the iPhone 12 to the Galaxy S20 FE, Velvets, and even the Pixel 5. When it comes to a OnePlus, the most immediate showdown is always with the previously released OnePlus. It's funny how a small tweak here and there can help a phone feel different. The OnePlus 8 design felt like it was trying to capture more of the aesthetic of the OnePlus 7 and 8 Pro, the curved edges of the display and the vertical camera housing. The OnePlus 8T feels like we finally have the proper successor to the OnePlus 7T. The larger camera housing, that feels a bit more Samsung inspired, but it's the screen. It's the screen that does it for me. I'm not gonna tell people what to prefer or how they should spend their money. I totally know there are people in my comments that like the look of curved displays and the fact that that screen wrap can sometimes shave a fraction of a millimeter off the width of a phone. IMO, a flat screen is more lifestyle practical. You don't get that subtle warp or distortion to content at the edges. Cases can better wrap around all sides with a little extra clearance to protect the screen. So when we're sprucing up the 8T with a bigger battery, faster charging, and even higher refresh rate display, OnePlus adds to a lineup of phones extending all the way back to the OnePlus 7T. It might make a purchasing decision a little more complicated, but the 8 Pro, starting now at $800, offers some cool tech perks over the 8T, and then the OnePlus 8 can be found for $50 less. Seeing a OnePlus 7 Pro for $500 and the 7T for $450 rounds out a solid lineup of phones. The nice thing for current OnePlus owners, there isn't anything here in the T series that I feel is earth-shattering if you already owned a OnePlus 8. Nice perks, for sure, but that tech envy shouldn't be too extreme. OnePlus championed and popularized this niche. It's core to the OnePlus DNA. OnePlus built up this market segment, and now other companies are looking to play here too. Even Apple. I mean, it's easy to look at the launch of the iPhone 12 and think, OP has been bested at their own game, until you compare prices for the same storage and factor in the cost of a faster charger, and then the iPhone is $279 more. OnePlus even throws in a screen protector for you. Sorry, I couldn't help that. But snarky aside, more manufacturers are competing harder in this segment, and OnePlus has been expanding on their offerings. But the 8T represents the core OnePlus mission well, and with the screen I like a little better. I'm just getting started. I'm gonna have plenty more to say about the OnePlus 8T as I start driving this puppy a little bit harder, some performance testing, some real world usage, what's going on with the 5Gs in my neighborhood, so stay tuned. I think this is gonna be a really fun conversation. As always, thanks so much for watching, for sharing these videos, subscribing to the channel. Supporting your favorite content creators has never been more critical than it is today. So I greatly appreciate all of you who do check out the links down in the descriptions below my videos. Maybe you hit up that little strip of a merch store. That kind of stuff really does help keep production moving on this channel. You can hit up SomeGadgetGuy.com, the support page, for a current list of all my affiliates and partnerships, or you might consider joining the list of names currently scrolling by on your screen from my Patreon, patreon.com/SomeGadgetGuy. These are basically the coolest people on the internet, so I hope you'll check them out. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet, at SomeGadgetGuy on the Twitters and the Twitch, and the Facebooks and the Instagrams, and I will catch you all on the next video.